Okay, Shalom Akim, Kahala Imla, Yahaba Shem Yashab Bashan Hakulash, and double honors to the great Muslim apostles, Thadi Yashab for the strength in order to make this video, and Yaratazan once more they find it edifying. This is the part 2 to the other video, which I named When There Is No Chastisement, Children Become Disrespectful. So of course, I was trying to elaborate on the point. So I'm gonna play the video, and Yaratazan, I'll just continue from where I left off.
To a degree, because we're doing something.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
And also double honors to great Muslim apostles, just in case if I didn't mention that. And also shalom to you brothers and sisters watching too.
You told me.
Where you from?
I was in
Somalia.
You told me. You're the pen right.
Are you Muslim? Muslim, yeah. All right.
Yeah, just remember that part. What the child was saying there. You told me, which means obviously, elder and captain are gonna elaborate on it. But yeah, man, that the mother sent the child to go and inquire and see, what's this about, essentially. Let me let the video play. Then Yaratazan, I'm gonna bring out some precepts as well.
What reason you guys follow? I don't want to debate any religion.
It's okay, man. It's okay. Have a nice day. Have a nice day.
What religion follow?
We're the Israelites. Islam. People of the book. Yeah? Us.
I went to New York.
Of course.
And I saw some Muslims. I told them.
Yeah, it's the same people.
The Jews, the black Jews, right? The black Jews.
We're not black Jews. It's just Jews, if you will. Just Israelites. Have a nice day, though.
You support Palestine?
Nah, we're not into any of that.
Really?
No. Yeah, brother, just keep it going.
Okay, it's okay.
It's okay, no worries. If I may, one should suffer the children to come into it. They could be taken, but if not, fuck them. Because I'm feeling what the elders say. This is serious shit. And you got women sending up their children.
That's what I'm saying.
That's lollipops, man.
That's the point. So I mean, the thing is, if I was in a particular mood, then I would deal with it. But we gotta do this, man.
It's the spirit of the Lord.
Yeah. So
sometimes you're nice with them, sometimes you're not.
Yeah, because you gotta tell these people straight, even these kids, because these kids, we were kids, and we knew to play smart with our parents and shit.
You wouldn't come up like that.
So you wouldn't come up like
that. Keep that foot when that goes to the house of the Lord.
Yes,
be more ready to hear and give the sacrifice of fools. She cut herself. She said, I went to America, New York, and saw the same setup.
Yeah.
It could have been, it didn't have to be GMS. It could have been, but she's seen the camps before, and the Lord has her seen it again. Right. So maybe that's her signing her death note, man. But why you keep seeing camps for? She's not taking it. She got some donkey-ass smile on her face. Yeah. You got a donkey-ass smile, and we're trying to get to some serious business. That's probably, the Lord saying, I don't like them.
Yeah, probably.
Your whole existence goes down of you disturb the prophets.
Yeah, that's not good.
This is, do you want to scripture you put for?
No, the one you just quoted.
No, the other one. Mark 10 and 14. But Yahushua saw it, and he was much displeased, and said unto them, suffer the little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of the Most High. Yeah, that's the flip side to it. If they come cool and correct.
Yeah.
Because, it just balanced to everything. You can deal with the children, but that was an example of the complete contrary. You're disrespectful. How you
By the way, Captain is talking about the child that came up, just to have some clarity on that point.
Send your little boy up there, and you're scared to come up.
Yeah.
You behind the brothers and that. So we're just giving the balance, because a false balance is an abomination. However, this was an example of what the fuck you do.
Yeah, because we're not here to be playing around it, man.
God, and also, if it was back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I'm talking about when, of course, Israelites were actually practicing, the laws. The thing is, this would have been done to a child, man. They would have been chastened. In other words, well, of course, it still happens today. I think, as I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned it in the previous video, but certain countries as well. I think northern tribes still do it too. not that I know of, but I can speak for, Judah over there, because there's more, there's more of the southern tribe over there in Western Africa. Specifically, I can speak for Nigeria, where if a son is very stubborn, the parents has dealt with them, in terms of, using the cane, the belt, and all that, and they're still stubborn, then typically, the parents will send the son, daughter, typically sons, because they're typically the ones that are more stubborn and they don't want to tolerate that disrespect from them. They'll send the boys to the army, but not to get trained for war. That's just to get disciplined. So I remember that time when I was told, if you don't fix up, you may just have to go over there and then um, get some beatings. Do of that what you will. But the point is that, during my younger years, of course, you get straightened up, the cane and the floggers, and then, obedience is the profit of it. So the reason why I mentioned that is because within the scriptures, it's even more stricter in the days of old. Now, hold on, I think it's about, hold on. Yeah, all right. Okay, from verse 18. So it's Deuteronomy 21, verse 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them, which means obviously they've, again, typical, bring out the cane, bring out the belt. I remember I had a friend back in school when I went to Nigeria, when I did school in Nigeria for a little bit. He told me that his mother, I've mentioned this before, but for any new ones that may be listening, or if they can't recall, my friend used to tell me that his mum, used to lie him on the table, naked, and then, he will receive quite a few lashes, man, even if it's for, I believe, even if it's for, minor mistakes as well. But that's what he told me, in terms of punishment, that's what was what was done. But right now, nowadays, I remember for me, it was multiple things, man. There was the typical kneel down, hands on the wall, go do that for a good 30 minutes or 40 minutes to an hour until pretty much they say, all right, don't do that. If it's not that, to get the belt out, then they, man, living in a Nigerian household, it ain't the easiest of things, But yeah, it does produce hard children in terms of, being respectful and, of course, being obedient as well. So here, as it says here, if a man, Deuteronomy 21 and 18, if a man have a stubborn and a rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them. And the thing about when hearing a parental conversation saying about the children in the UK or the children in America are more corrupt than the ones in obviously back in the country, back in the lands, Nigeria, Jamaica, and northern tribe countries, is because of the fact that there's more stricter discipline in the actual in the temporary lands that the Most High has given them. I could say that there's way more stricter discipline. Even teachers as well. I remember in school, man, I don't know if I failed a question or something, or probably talk back, trying to be a wise ass, as Americans say. And yeah, man, got, they backed out the cane in school and then, received a few whips as well. I was like, damn. But yeah, that's just the reality of going to school over there in Nigeria, man. This was about, I was in year 4 or year 5. So, before coming over here for year 6, year 4 and year 5, man, those are the times where most I had my spirit really humbled and toned down during that period of time, man. Year 4 and 5, man, about 2 years. So even the thing is, the scriptures echo even in today's age as well, in terms of certain of the southern tribe or northern tribe, chastening. In fact, let's get into the word chastening their son, man, specifically, because sons, you got to really humble them down, because they're the ones who typically grow to be the man of the house, so they got to be toned down in terms of stubbornness as well. Now, where's the word, man? Hold on. Chastened.
Strong's H3256. Yaser.
So yaser, in the Assyrian script, modern Hebrew, it says here to chasten, discipline, instruct, admonish. Let's see the definition of admonish here as well. Define. And there's a way to do it, man. Of course, if you tell them don't do that, the next phase is the belt. If the belt don't work, the next phase is really over there in Nigeria that I'm speaking about. Define, admonish. And then the next phase, like the ultimate phase, really is just sending you to the army, and then you get fucking punched up, man. And the point is, you're gonna be straightened up for real, man. Judah don't play around over there. Which, as I said, is southern tribe. Judah, Levi. You got a few Benjamites there as well, but it's predominantly Judah, and I believe Levi as well over there. But not to get sidetracked here. So admonish, the definition says to counsel against something to be avoided or warn that something is dangerous, to urge or exhort someone to do something. So, they could do that in multiple manner of ways, man. As I said, first phase, they talk to you. If you don't listen, then it's like, okay, let's have a harsher thing happen to you now. Get the cane or the belt. And that's the way the Most High deals with as well, It's like, it gives you a little warning. From there, after giving you some warnings, it's like, all right, I'm going to have to teach you with some pain here. And that's really where, that's the max. Really, it shouldn't even get to the part of pain, ideally. Sometimes Yahweh Shem Yashai does have to teach us with pain so that we can have that understanding. But it should not get to the point where it's like, all right, this guy's got to go. And that's why we pray for mercy to Yahweh Shem Yashai, Baba Kusha, which means please, and then Salakia. Kaya Khataya, which I believe is sin in the ancient Hebrew. Chababwath. No, Khataya is my sins or my depths. And then I think Chababwath is my depths or my sins. Similar. But anyways. So to chasten, discipline, instruct, to let oneself to be chastened or corrected or admonished, man. So as I said, there's different ways to do that. Now let's get to it. So that's the first phase. The father and mother obviously have to deal with them, talk to them, and eventually get some beatings. So let me read it again. I'm going to read verse 19. So Deuteronomy 21:18. If a man have a stubborn or rebellious son which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of his city and unto the gate of his place. You see, so that's the next level within, Israel. Verse 20, and they shall say unto the elders of his city, of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard, man. So, he's undisciplined in his way of life, you could say, and he's not adhering to the laws, which of course predominantly is the honor thy father and thy mother. And then one way of honoring thy father and thy mother is by obeying them as well. Now, of course, for us in this time and age, if your father and mother told you you gotta eat pork, no, you don't have to eat pork. No, because that goes against Yahweh. Because remember, Yahweh Shem Yahshai is above your father and mother. So when it comes down to it, scripturally, you gotta obey the father of spirits. I'm going to get this quickly and then I'm going to get back to that. Because the end result, really, of Israel, as I said, it was stricter than it is right now. Right now, they're going to give you a full-on beating. As I said, just talking from a perspective of Nigeria, from my own personal experience or what I've known, the knowledge. Not that I had to flipping get beaten up in the army. If I had that, I would have said so. But fortunately, fear came upon me just from the beatings from father and mother, man. So, anyways, Hebrews 12:9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us. We gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits? And that's talking about, someone who's a son, daughter that's actually been taught in the law, man. Focusing on the sons, really. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, whether that be by mouth, whether that be by physical assertion, man, or a physical manner, again, beatings. And we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? You see? So, of course, hold on, where is it? Yeah. So, of course, we're supposed to listen to Yahweh Shem Yahshua over our parents, when it comes to that situation. It doesn't mean that you disobey them. You obey them, of course, in the manner of ways that you do. Give them the respect that's due unto them. But when it comes to it, you don't disobey Yahweh Shem Yahshua and obey your parents. No. You gotta obey Yahweh Shem Yahshua, and then your parents come after. Again, as I said, I used the example of pork. Just a simple example. Typical Christmas dinner. They want to try and invite you, and then they say, all right, you gotta eat pigs in a blanket. No, you don't. You obey Yahweh Shem Yahshua. That's an unclean meat. You know that. Don't eat it. Simple as that. So that's you obeying Yahweh Shem Yahshua and disobeying the parents. But that's, of course, it's fine because, again, as we just read here, shall in Hebrews 12:9, going straight to the point, shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? Who's the Father of spirits? That's Yahweh. He's the one of which all spirits go unto. Again, let's get this one. Don't worry, I'm not going too much on a tangent. I'm going to get back to it. Ecclesiastes 12:7. Then shall the just return to the earth as it was, the physical vessel, and which is the body that you have right now. And the spirit, within you, resting on your mind, shall return unto the Most High Yahweh who gave it. You see? So he's the Father of spirits, as we just read there. And so we're supposed to obey him over our parents. Because in that time, when the MOTB comes, if they told you take the MOTB, no. You got to say no. Because you're listening to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Because it says, how much more shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits? Now, of course, when it comes to the little things, they tell you to do a chore and whatnot, then yeah, you got to obey your parents. Give them their respect, greet them and the reverence that they taught you to be respectful in, you keep up with that. So anyways, going back to the point, Deuteronomy 21 and verse 20 again. And they shall say unto the elders of a city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. So again, undisciplined. He's been stubborn in it. Verse 21, and all the men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. You see, that's how it was dealt back in the day. So I was thinking, for those of us who have had that experience there, of beatings, it was way harder back in the day, man. And when I say back in the day, I'm talking about when these laws were really followed by them, man. Stubborn child, all right, time to bring out the stones. Big boulder stones. And we're going to crack some skulls in it. So pretty much it's to put away with that stubborn spirit, away from Israel, man. That's why, it said there, and all men of his city shall stone him with stones, and that he die, so shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. See? So fear is a very great incentive here. Anyways, let's continue. Let's continue the video. Let's continue. Hold on.
Because we're not here to be playing around it, man.
Daddy Link and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, let's, man.
Daddy Link and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We ain't here for that, man. You know, like you mentioned, the kid's coming up with the lollipop, and she's up there smiling. Not really. I'm not really thinking it's a joke.
That's not a joke, man.
Yeah, let's get the scripture you quoted.
Yeah. And it's rude, man. He said, you're right. He goes, what? That's no home training. You don't talk to people like that.
But that's my point. That's why you gotta be hard on these kids, man. Because they know who to be rude to. These kids ain't stupid.
If they were chastened, if he was to get a taste of Nigerian discipline, he would have been very, very calm in terms of approaching the prophets. But let's continue.
They know they could get away with shit because their parents don't get no. Yeah. That's really what it is.
That was a lazy mother, man. She don't know what we were talking about. Okay? We could have been what we are, but let's say we were a bunch of niggas and she's sending her child up amongst us. She don't know what our reaction's going to be. Yeah. You know, she felt comfortable to do that because she cut herself. She said, I've seen the same thing in New York. So she knows that the camps ain't on no violent shit. But again, that's the point. You see camps twice in your life and you're running up to the camps. That's a sign, man. Yeah. Maybe she's a wicked ass nigga. Yeah. This nigga woman. Because even though she looks Somali, she kind of got that Jake vibe to her. Yeah. I think she's a fucking piece of shit. I think she's a piece of shit nigga woman caught up in Kush.
Yeah.
With an unruly ass son licking that lollipop, man.
Yep. No. And you said something good a while ago, Cap.
Yeah, that unruly son, you know, has no. This is why, you know, when Yahushua's kingdom is established, the kingdom of Israel is established, they will obey our laws. You know, we'll teach it to them, and then we'll be the ones of whom will be upholding them to that standard. You know, so that's when they're gonna have to apply what we're applying right now, or what we know right now from the scriptures. All right, what was I gonna get, man? All right, let me get this as well. Matthew 15:4. I was talking about obeying parents as well. Respecting them, which is what honor goes into. Matthew 15:4. For the Most High commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother. He that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. So of course, honor goes into really respecting your father and mother, man. See what the NLT says. It says, for instance, the Most High says, honor your father and mother, and anyone who speaks disrespectfully of father or mother must be put to death, man. So of course you gotta have that reverence. And reverence means a deep level of respect, man. Because remember, you came from the loins of your father, and of course your mother hosted you until you came out of her womb. So you know that was Yahweh chose them, you know, to bring you out into this earth. All right, what was I gonna get? So there's honor, which really goes into. I'm just gonna get straight into it. So honor, it says to estimate, fix the value of something belonging to oneself. The key part is really this second definition here, where it says to honor, to have in honor, to revere, to venerate. Let's search up the definition of venerate. In fact, revere first, then we do venerate. Revere. Oh no, what? So define revere, and it's giving me. You know, hold on. All right, let me do this. Definition of revere. So revere, it's supposed to be something about respect, man. Okay, it says it here as a verb. So revere, it says regard with feelings of respect and reverence, consider hallowed, exalted, or be in awe of. So of course, that's what it means there. Regard with, that's the main definition we got to focus on. So regard with feelings of respect and reverence. So it means just respect. That's what reverence means. That's what revere means. So let's say venerate. Venerate means to treat with great respect and deference, to revere or to hold in awe. And yeah, that's what it's supposed to be, to hold your parents with great respect, man. That's the thing. Despite them, of course, sometimes being a demon at times, giving you disrespect, you still have to keep that respect onto them. That's just the way, that's just the rules of the game. So, let's see. Let me get another precept. Hold on. Then I'm going to get to the video. Ecclesiasticus 3 and verse 6. It says, he that honoureth, which we know that honour goes into respect. He that honoureth his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, shall be a comfort to his mother. You see? So of course, giving respect to the father, which of course the father is above the mother, you gain long life, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushai can extend your lifespan just by you keeping up with that respect on your father and your mother as well. And if you're being obedient unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, will also make you to be like a comforting spirit, a comfort to your mother as well, man. Which means, of course, that she'll be pleased to be in your presence as well. That's the thing. So that's really the key right there, man. Keeping that respect to your father and mother. Despite the pains that you go through and everything. Sometimes you just gotta. Obviously, this is really speaking for myself as well. Sometimes you just gotta suffer wrongfully as well, man. Certain things that happen, it's like, all right, I just gotta remember on her father, on my mother as well. And yeah, but of course, remember Yahweh Shem Yahushai is above them. Again, going back to the MOTB example and the pork example as well. All right, let's continue and see.
With an unruly ass son licking that lollipop, man.
Yep. No. And you said something good a while ago, Captain, right? She said she saw in America two set of whatever. It's for her to come up, not for to send the kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Or really what she should have done is sent her husband up there.
Oh,
if she was in that kind of order, she should have sent her husband. That goes to show you how the woman views her child as the husband.
Yeah.
But she sent him up there and that's just a little boy licking a lollipop. Yeah, because he cut her. He said, you said me.
Yeah. Remember when I said, when the boy mentioned pretty much, I was telling you are watching this as well. Just remember that moment when the boy said, let me just rewind it. I'm gonna have to rewind it. I said I was gonna rewind it as well. Hold on. Just hold on.
Huh?
Yeah, I respect you very much.
To a degree, because we're doing something.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
You told me.
Where you from?
I wasn't to get in bed.
Somalia.
You told me. You're the parent right now.
You see, did you hear him? You said you told me you're the parent right here. Now, of course, as the elder said, man, these children are smart. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, man. They know who to disrespect. They know. They're not flipping. Not all of them as dumb as they behave. Let's rewind and hear that again.
All right, that's all right.
You told me.
Hold on.
Respect you.
Huh?
Yeah, I respect you very much.
To a degree, because we're doing something.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
You told me.
Where you from?
I wasn't to get in bed.
Somalia.
You told me. You're the parent right now.
Are you Muslim? Muslim, yeah? Alright, cool.
Yeah, man. The thing is, with children, man, truth gonna come out either way. All right, let me get back to the main part. The truth came out straight away, man. You told me, which means he was sent by his mother to go and inquire. Yeah, hold on. Right. He was told by the mother to inquire, man.
The piece of shit nigger woman caught up in Kush.
Yeah.
With an unruly ass son licking that lollipop, man.
Yep. And you said something good a while ago, Captain, right? She said she saw in America two set of.
He said, you said me.
Yeah.
You see? You said me. She tried to blame the son. That's the same fucking thing the black woman does. Oh, it's my husband's fault. No, you sent the son, and he came up there, and then now she's trying to act like she didn't do it. But him in his little childhood folly, he goes, you sent me. So she lied.
Right.
That's a black bitch. That's a nigga. We don't get back to what the elders saying, because that's irrelevant. But maybe the Lord showed us that as a sign. Fuck these niggas. They don't respect what we're doing. They don't respect what we're doing. They have no decorum. Because I guarantee you, I bet my last dollar on it, if this was white men up here, she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't send up her son to no Edomites.
But you know, though, fuck them people.
Fuck them people.
This is the precept. Ecclesiastes 5 and verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil.
And that's just the thing with her. She don't consider that what she's doing isn't right. Because her it is we're talking about things that's serious here. And you got her smiling with the Kool-Aid smile and shit. Bringing the kids up there and all that.
Kool-Aid smile.
You know what I mean? That's what it look like.
Rudy ass kids.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I mean, like, that's just the thing. We ain't got time for that. We playing no games up here, man. You know? Especially right about now.
You gotta give respect to get it.
Yeah.
You know.
And these kids out here, like I said, they listen. You gotta tell them to be straight skin, because I know there's parents nowadays. They scared of these kids.
Yep.
You got the man. He's scared of his woman, and then the woman's scared of the children.
Train up a child.
Yeah.
Yep, train up a child, you know, which we brought out in the last video, Proverbs, which I brought out in the last video, Proverbs 22 and verse 6, you know, train up the child in the way he should go, and he will not depart from it. You know, roughly paraphrase. I'm going to get one more time, but I'm going to also get another precept as well, based on what the elder just said. You know, the man is afraid of his woman, and the woman be afraid of the children. I know the exact precept to get for that moment. Nah, let's get Proverbs first. Proverbs 22 and verse 6. It says here, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So yeah, simple as that, man. The way you train up your child when they're young, they're gonna echo those patterns when they're grown up. Now this is the scripture that I was thinking of when Elder mentioned that. Isaiah 3 verse 12, you know, when he mentioned about the man's afraid of his wife and the wife is afraid of her children. Isaiah 3 and 12, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of that path. So again, key part, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. So of course, women ruling over the men, and of course, children also being the oppressors. Of course, not just oppressors to, oppressors really to the man and the woman as well, man. So of course, that's part of the curses as well. You know, quite unfortunate, but you know, we put this on ourselves for disobedience towards Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right, let's get back to it. I'm gonna close out soon as well.
Yep. You got the man. He's scared of his woman, and then the woman's scared of the children.
Train up a
Yep.
Yeah.
Just as Elder just said, you know, Isaiah 3 and verse 12, we just read it, man. Children are their oppressors, you know, and their women rule over them.
So everything's been flipped upside down.
This also shows precepts, right? This is shows how different the world is now compared to what it was in the ancient world. Because we're the prophets, right? 1 Kings 2 and 13. And that's the one, man. It's like, yeah. 1 Samuel 16 and 4. And Samuel did that which the Lord spake, and came to Bethlehem. And the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, comest thou peaceably?
Yeah, because the elders, they knew that the prophets were serious battles. But it's mainly because they were known for giving a serious message. That's why they trembled. But it's okay, because at the end of the day, it goes back to what we were saying earlier before, that the Most High is disregarded. No one really acknowledges the Most High. So what's going to happen when the Most High really shows himself through his son? What do you think is going to happen? It's going to be mass death and destruction. Old and young. Yeah, as a matter of fact, let's see if we pull them scriptures out. Let's get that.
So yeah, that's the point, man. That's why it will be a very great shock for Israelites. And of course, these heathens, which can be considered as collateral damage, side effects. The point really is that it's going to be a very great shock for Israelites, man, in that time, because they didn't consider Yahweh Shem Yahushua in their thoughts. They didn't think to themselves, okay, so if I were to continue on this path of wickedness that they're on, where is this going to lead me? How is Yahweh going to think of it? How is Yahweh Shem Yahushua going to think of it? Just something simple as that. That doesn't enter their minds. Even in their own delusion as well. So-called the idol Jesus Christ and whatever in Islam, as they say Allah. Their idol. The thing is, that's committed to a different. That's not even a power, man. That's the thing. That's an illusion of a power. That's an idol. Wood and stone. So really, again, as Yahweh Shem Yashar mentioned within the scriptures, most I mentioned about he would send a strong delusion on them. Let's get that as a final precept. Then I'm gonna close it out, man, because the point is already proven in terms of children getting chastised so that they don't get disrespectful, as I named the video. So 2 Thessalonians 2:11, and for this cause shall the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. So they're going to go on that pathway without even realizing that they're on the wrong path. That's a scary thing, man. It's like, one of them Matrix movies where, you think you live in reality, but until you get given the red pill, it's like, oh, damn, so I haven't been living the right path. That's what Jake gonna realize too, man. That's why Daniel 12:2 talks about, everlasting shame and everlasting contempt, man. Get that one and then we'll wrap it up. Daniel 12:2, it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life. Surely is the elect on the 1/3, the 144,000 governing body on the 1/3. It's mentioned in Zechariah 13:9, and also Revelation 14:3. In terms of 144,000. It says, and some to shame and everlasting contempt, man. So yeah, they're going to be like, oh, damn. But most sides will be done, man. That's the thing. That's why we say Yaratazan. We say Thawda Yahweh for giving us this truth and the ability to also work in the ministry of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So yeah, I'm going to end off there. This was the recent cut a few days ago. And yeah, man, it's on Captain's page. GMS exalt the Most High. Where is it? Yeah, right there. GMS exalt the Most High. And yeah, man. So Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yashai, Barakatha.